Bournemouth 1, City 0. Well, let's go back to the studio and let's hear the thoughts of Nicky Weaver, Paul Dickov and Natalie.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. So City 1-0 down at the break at Bournemouth. A penalty missed by Erling Haaland. Some good opportunities for City as well that have not been taken. City have also dominated possession in that first half. Huge amount of possession for City. Overall in the first half, 68% possession. So I'm still joined by Paul Dickov and by Nicky Weaver. Nick, give us your assessment of that first half.
Yeah, I think 1-0 doesn't tell the whole story. Spoke before the game about taking your chances when they come. Erling Haaland had 3 early on. Obviously, the penalty was the main one. You'd back him to score. Kepa's made a really good save. Did really well to hold it as well. And yeah, when Erling went through, you thought he was just going to dink it, and he just got a little bit too much on it. And he had a header that was quite difficult. His header, to be fair, that just went wide. But yeah, you know, City have done okay. Like I said, they've dominated possession, but it's all about taking your chances. And the game's going to be won and lost in both boxes. And City haven't taken the chances. And when they come, you've got to take them because you'll get punished at the other end, as they have been.
Paul, what's your assessment of the first half?
Yeah, similar to Nicky. I actually feel as if we played well. You know, dominated the ball. We know what they're like. They try and disrupt you. I think Kovacic has looked really good in the middle of the park. We were talking as the game was going on. Created numerous chances. I think Bournemouth had one chance, or one shot on target that they've had and they've scored with. But how many, you know, it's a pattern this season that we tend to have a lot of chances. I know the defence sometimes gets the blame for not keeping the ball at one end, but you have to take your chances. Erling, you would have put everything on him with his penalty scoring. And the one when he's through, the ball just got away with him a little bit. Eddie's header. Ilkay had a decent chance, good shot that was saved. So, you know, without the result being 1-0, I know it sounds stupid, the performance I thought was really good against a Bournemouth team that's really difficult to play against.
So let's have a look at or chat about some of those chances. You mentioned Haaland. I mean, he could have had a hat-trick before Bournemouth even scored. The first one, Nick, it's a really good cross from Matheus Nunes there on the right. He whips it right across the goal. Haaland gets his head in it, but it was just a bit much. It just went over. Yeah,
it's a great ball in from Nunes. Loads of pace on it, and I think the defender might have just put Erling off a little bit, and he didn't quite get enough on it as he wanted. It was a tough chance, but he'll be disappointed not to certainly work the goalkeeper. Yeah, it was a great ball in from Matheus Nunes in the first instance.
Second one was the penalty, Paul. It was a definite penalty. No one's got any questions about that.
Yeah.
It's rare of Erling to miss a penalty.
Yeah, it is. Look, I'm in the strikers' union here. I think anybody that goes up to take a penalty and has got the courage to go up and take it deserves a huge amount of credit, and it's one of them. If the goalkeeper goes the other way, it looks like it's a great penalty and he's given the eyes, but look, Erling's going to score many more goals and many more penalties, so I'll never criticise anybody for missing it. But I thought it was really clever play by Bernardo, you know, for the handball. I think he's actually played for it, because there wasn't a lot on, was there, Nicky? And he's just sort of cheekily flicked it up as his arm's there. So I think he's won the penalty, but like 9 times out of 10 you back Erling to put the ball in the back of the net, as we would do with the chances that he's had as well.
Yeah, because he had the third chance as well, the sort of one-on-one with the keeper, Nick, that, I tell you what, 99 times out of 100 you would have scored that.
Yeah, I think you've got to give Kepa a bit of credit. Kepa...
Goalkeepers Union.
Yeah, but I think he got out, made himself as big as he could, and it's really difficult as the ball's sort of bouncing in front of Erling, as he's running at full tilt to try and have that delicate little touch. We've seen him do it so many times, but Kepa got in his face, and he probably just got a little bit too much purchase on the ball, and it just went over. But yeah, you're sort of looking at the 3 chances he's had, and we've just spoke about, and you can't believe he's not scored.
I think he was a little bit over-eager, so it was just after he'd missed the penalty.
Yeah.
So whether that was playing in his mind a little bit, you know, a lot of the times you see Erling going through and he's going at full pace, he always manages to slow himself down a little bit, just a little bit over-enthusiastic, maybe because the penalty miss was playing them. He was that desperate to get there and get his shot off as quick as he could.
We'll talk about the Bournemouth goal in a minute, but while we ponder on that, we'll go back over pitch side to FG and Michael Brown.
Yes, welcome back to the Vitality Stadium. Half-time, Manchester City 1 goal down, but it's not without the chances. The Erling Haaland missed penalty and a great chance for him as well, amongst others.
Yeah, we've had several opportunities in that first half. We'll be disappointed when you go in, you sit in that dressing room and you realise we've had opportunities to take the lead. Disappointed, obviously, with the goal. That one ball in round the back post, just getting beat. Nunes just unfortunate making that pass across the field, which allowed the counter-attack to happen. But if we score the goals, then you'd have more control. For surely you'd put them on the back foot, change the momentum of it. I mean, really, we've done okay in that first half, other than the scoreline. We get that and understand it. We have to improve to go on and win a game of this magnitude, and that's so important we get a reaction quickly. And I'm sure they will at half-time now be looking to where Pep's very, very good with his staff, finding a little solution to break Bournemouth down.
I mean, we've been in this position a lot this season where we find ourselves a goal down, but I mean, how much confidence will the players take from the fact that they are creating opportunities, they are still within the game? Second half, they're going to be shooting towards the City fans as well. They've created chances here, Brownie. They've got to be feeling relatively confident to create more.
I think they're always confident to create and score goals. I think what maybe is happening a touch is being a little bit fragile. When you start to concede goals, you start to worry, you be a little bit concerned regards to not winning games, not going through in certain ties, and I think that's the point that changes. So later in the game, you get a little bit more anxious when you haven't got as much control, but we'd have to get to grips with it, start the second half, control it again, possession. We need to get forward and on the ball a little bit more. That link off Haaland, whether we can also, Ederson can spin in behind. We don't really want to overplay because of that press, the high energy that Bournemouth have.
We've seen out on the pitch as well, we saw towards the end of the, at the half-time whistle, Nico O'Reilly out with one of the coaches, getting the ball at his feet. When you see that, does that mean a change is imminent usually?
I think we can see that. At times we realise that a player comes and he ups the tempo, he gets on the ball, and think we could see that change, but let's wait and see, because there's lots of things he could change.
Yeah, a lot of football still to play. Let's head back to the studio and we'll see you for full time, hopefully with a positive result.
Absolutely, hopefully with a positive result. FG and Michael Brown down there pitch side at Bournemouth. Still a big 45 minutes of football to go. So the one goal separates the two teams at the minute. Nick, let's have a chat about that goal. Before we talk about the actual goal, the build-up to it, obviously, Matheus Nunes gave the ball away. It's been a difficult first half for him. Obviously, he's been battling all half with Semenyo. What do you think of the battle between the two of them in that first half?
Yeah, Semenyo's a handful. There's no doubt about that. Difficult opponent to play against. He's looked okay going forward at times, but he's played that ball sort of. Not sure if he's played it blind or just got it wrong, but it's gone straight to Bournemouth midfield, and they've ended up playing David Brooks in, who's done really well on that right hand side and put a really good ball in, sort of a teasing cross that's obviously led to the first goal. So yeah. I think it sort of sums up Matheus Nunes since he come for City. Really, he's never really feel like his City career's taken off, and he often plays in a bit of it's turned into a more familiar role because it's not familiar when he first came to the club. But yeah, he'll be disappointed. I'm not sure if he just cuffed it a little bit or played it a little bit blind, but yeah, he'll be disappointed to give that possession away in a really dangerous area.
And as soon as they gave the possession away, Bournemouth were off, Paul. They were just waiting to pounce on any sort of mistake, and pounce on it they did.
They did, but that's the sort of situations that Bournemouth, that's why they would have trained every week. They set little traps to try and win it, and then when they do win it, they try and get at you very quick. And, Nicky's right. Matheus is just, he's hit it blind. They've picked it up. There's a great ball in from David Brooks to the back post, and Kluivert's got in there, and might have been going in anyway. And Evanilson, like all good centre forwards do, follows in and taps it in the line. So really disappointing, because I can't remember them having another shot or Ederson having to make another save when you compare that with the chances that we've had. So, but look, going into the second half at 1-0 with the chances we have created, if we can continue to create them again, I'm pretty sure Big Erling will put a few away.
Loving the positivity, absolutely. And we're also going to have to try and keep Bournemouth's front three quiet, Nick, because they've looked electric during that first half. Yeah,
they're really lively. They'll be a nightmare to play against. They're getting around you, try and ruffle your feathers, rough you up a little bit. They're quite direct, they've got pace, and then they've got other players in there with the creativity. So yeah, if it stays like it is, City might have to start thinking about substitution or committing more men forward, and then ultimately that'll leave more space in behind. So yeah, the game's on it. The next goal in this game is huge. If it goes to City, obviously it's game on. If it goes to Bournemouth, then we give ourselves a mountain to climb. So yeah, the next goal's massive.
Would you consider bringing Rico Lewis on, natural right back, or what do you think, Paul?
I mean, possibly, yeah, but I do think that, we're talking about Evanilson, Kluivert, Semenyo, but then on the flip side, we're talking that Ederson's not had a save to make apart from the goal, so they've not really created that much within that. I think as the game goes on, more likely, rather than a Rico coming on, maybe a Jeremy Doku, Jack Grealish, to try and mix it up a little bit. You know, Marmoush. The way we've set up at the minute, you know, it's quite congested in the middle, and it's worked because we've controlled the game. But it's leaving Nunes and Vardiel to play as, like, not just fullbacks but as wingers at the same time to get the width. So maybe change it up a little bit width. But, you know, Pep doesn't usually like making subs too early. See how the first 15-20 go. But then you get impact players like Marmoush, Doku, Jack, all these players that can come on and change the game.
Absolutely. So fingers crossed that you can turn it around in the second half, because it's already been a great weekend for the club. Our women's side have already won today 2-1. That was away at Brighton in the WS to keep that pressure on those top three sides in the WSLs. And also winners, our under-18 side, they beat Blackburn 2-0 in the Premier League under-18s North yesterday. Divine Mukasa and Matty Warhurst with the goals as we extend our lead at the top of the table to 5 points. Our next under-18s game is next Saturday. That's away at Wolves. And you can watch it on City Plus. That is an 11:30 a.m. kickoff next Saturday. So you're seeing the goals here from the game against Blackburn. Paul, this is a Mukasa shot and then a Warhurst rebound. Give me your thoughts on the strikers.
Yeah, the best goals you can get. Follow in. Little tap in. Goalkeepers always make mistakes. Expect the goalkeeper to make a mistake, and you know you've got to be in a position to tap it in.
Of course, as well, before next Saturday, there is a huge game in the UEFA Youth League against AZ Alkmaar. That is Wednesday night.
Hi, I'm Matty Warhurst.
And Samuel and Elaine. Brilliant run from Max Elaine. Warhurst! Wonderful from City. Down to 10. They found an equaliser.
Subscribe to City Plus to watch our next game against AZ Alkmaar on the 2nd of April.
A huge game, a huge opportunity for us in the UEFA Youth League. Best of luck to the lads. I cannot wait to watch that before the Leicester game, of course, at home. Gonna have that on my iPad or something while I'm in the stadium to catch it. But definitely cannot wait for that. So, big second half coming up at Bournemouth. Nick, what do you want to see from the Blues in the second half?
More of the same. We've just got to take our chances when they come. You know, it's very rare that Erling Haaland misses as many chances as he has. There'll be no one more frustrated than himself. He'll want to sort of right the wrongs of the first half. But yeah, got to keep on the front foot, got to keep moving that ball quickly, and got to take our chances when they come.
Do you need any big changes, Paul, or is it same as, just take the chances?
Yeah, I think the same as. I think the performance was good, you know, against a team that's difficult to play against. So if we keep playing as we're playing, the chances will come, and you've just got to be a little bit more clinical when we get them.
A reminder, the semi-final draw has already been made. Should we turn this round in the second half, we will face Nottingham Forest in the semi-final, with Palace taking on Villa. So, are you sticking with your predictions pre-match?
It's still on, 3-1, yep, absolutely.
3-1, you still going for it?
I'll take Nicky's as well.
OK, yeah. Nick, you still going 2-1?
Yeah, I think mine's more realistic at the minute, but yeah, absolutely, we'd take anything.
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, we know we love a comeback. We love an FA Cup comeback. We've definitely got us in it. So, Blues, keep everything crossed. We can still do this. Keep believing. So if you're not currently watching on the Manchester City app, get over there now. You'll get the second half commentary with Alistair Mann and with Michael Brown. We'll be back here at full time. Oh, gents, please tell me we'll be smiling.
Absolutely, always smiling.
Always smiling, and hopefully we're talking about City taking on Forest in the semi-final of the FA Cup. So enjoy the second half, Blues. Everything crossed for another famous comeback.